I quickly press my shaking hand firmly across the gaping mouth of the afflicted to silence it. My branded pale skin is in utter contrast against the mutilated, bloody mess that bellowed in pain as I crouched beside it. The abomination's eyes move slowly but curiously across the etched symbols in my forearm, studying them with a faint glint of familiarity before returning to its inhuman wailing. I bring the sharp edge of my blade towards the tortured head fused into the wall and push in one swift motion. The silver of the knife disappears into the red mush, and the wheezing stops instantly. I watch pitifully as the yellowing eyes of the form slowly close into silence and permanent peace. Crouching aside a rocky protrusion, I take a moment to catch my breath and allow the shaking to subside. The landscape around me was the epitome of a nightmare, barren, scorched, and desolate beyond comprehension. The ground around me is littered with jagged rocks and laced with twisted trees amongst a vast, sandy horizon. The air is heavy around my hot skin, thick with the stench of sulfur, and the sky a dark, ominous scarlet, casting an eerie glow on my surroundings. I sheath the dripping weapon in my scabbard and continue my lonely journey across the scorched earth and to the peak of the mountain before me. Mournful wailing fills the air from all directions, piercing my soul and leaving me with a shattering sense of hopelessness. The sounds emit like sirens from the broken souls scattered across the barren land, carrying with them a weight of unimaginable pain. I press on, driven by a single-minded determination to reach my goal and end this everlasting hell. Traversing the lethal terrain for what feels like an eternity, I reach the peak of a steep ridge and find myself standing before the gleaming, crystalline window. The pressure of the anomaly dances across my war-torn flesh like hot electricity. The white noise within my eardrums scream at 1,000 decibels, vibrating my very bones. The final step now awaits, and this by far would be the most grueling test I had ever faced. I had already lost everything that I held dear to this monstrous trial, and the scars of grief still weigh heavily on my soul. A salty tear ejects across my soiled cheek, and my fists clench like a tightening grip as I hesitate for a moment. Yet, I cannot break my promise. I cannot let them down, and I alone must destroy the ever-growing blight that plagues this world. With determination beginning to rise, I leap forward into the light, through the window and into my destiny.